Water conservation measures are becoming more strict in Northwest Arkansas. The Benton, Washington Regional Water Authority is now forbidding any lawn watering from now through Monday morning. It means no lawn watering by irrigation systems or sprinklers at all weekend. The authority says it will reevaluate the situation come Monday morning before deciding what to do next. Meanwhile, in Fort Smith, water customers also under conservation measures. Customers are being asked to voluntarily cut back on usage by using the even-odd address system, meaning even-numbered addresses water on even-numbered days, odd-number addresses on odd-numbered days. City is also asking you not to water lawns between the hours of 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. These measures will stay in effect until a substantial rainfall. New tonight at 10, we now know what an audit found after questions were raised about how court cases were being transferred in Benton County. Circuit Court judges asked for that review this year after an issue in the Amber Waterman capital murder case. 5 News reporter Taylor Howard shows us what auditors found and what's changing because of it.
In February, court records showed Amber Waterman's case had been in front of Judge Robin Green for more than 3 years, even though it was originally assigned to another judge. That led all 7 Benton County Circuit judges to ask state legislators for an audit of how cases were being transferred. Friday, they got the results.
3 related cases were transferred to Division 1, but had all been randomly assigned by the system to Division 2. These transfers occurred without proper documentation.
Those 3 case numbers were co-defendants from the same incident, not 3 separate incidents. Circuit Clerk Brenda DeShields tells me the same former employee was involved in those transfers and the Waterman case.
It all came back to the same staff member, and that staff member is no longer working here. It's all isolated to the same employee.
But auditors looked at more than 1,000 transferred cases and found the overall distribution across the court was reasonable. Judge Christine Howard, one of the 7 who requested the audit, says that's reassuring.
It helped us understand that, in fact, the procedures that are implemented from the AOC are fine, but we as judges need to tighten things up.
Which means more of a paper trail when a case does move. Auditors recommend documentation with every transfer and a second person to sign off electronically. DeShields says she agrees that more verification can help.
I don't think verification's ever a bad thing. I mean, at the end of the day, these are people's records. It's not about me as the clerk. It's not about the judge.
Howard says the judges are already making a change.
Going forward, all criminal case transfers will have a court order with them.
The audit serves as a reminder of what DeShields says is at stake when her office handles those records.
A mistake is not a mistake. It's on someone's life, and that could be critical. So it's very important that we do our jobs, we do them right.
In Benton County, covering news where you live, Taylor Howard, 5 News.
The judges say they plan to update their procedures to require a court order for every criminal case transfer. Auditors also recommend a second electronic sign-off for transfers in the state's court system. We are hearing from the Republican nominee for the vacant Arkansas state legislative seat. It was left empty after Austin McCollum resigned following his domestic violence allegations. Benton County Justice of the Peace Brian Armis will fill the role in January. In the meantime, though, a special election will have to be called by the governor to fill the position temporarily. Republicans decided last night to nominate Brian's wife, Kara Armis.
I feel like there was a need for it. I feel like it made sense because of our connection, because I've seen what he does and how hard he works, and he already has so many relationships in the area. So I feel like it made more sense.
Armis says they expect the election to take place during the general election. We reached out to the Democratic Party of Arkansas to see if or when they plan to nominate a candidate. We did not hear back tonight. County will set a ballot on the 24th. Also new tonight, the Benton County Sheriff's Office investigating a deadly shooting in Sulphur Springs. A suspect has been charged tonight. Police say it happened last night at a home on Honey Creek Road. There they found 20-year-old Triton King dead at the scene. Police say during the investigation, they were able to identify a suspect, 21-year-old Hunter Anderson. They say he fled the scene and was later arrested by police. He is now being charged with capital murder. We've also learned tonight a former maintenance worker at a local church has been arrested after police say he inappropriately touched a child. Jason Barrowman was employed at the Cross Church location in Rogers. Police say he faces second-degree sexual assault after 3 separate incidents of Barrowman touching the minor. He denied the allegations during a police interview. Cross Church confirmed to us today, though, he is no longer an employee there. Dramatic body camera video shows the moments a Pensacola police officer pulls a woman out of a burning home. Officer Dalton Tucker was on patrol when he spotted the flames. He called for fire and rushed to see if anybody was inside.
Where are you? Ma'am, come through the window. Can you see me?
Pensacola Police Chief Wayne Barnett says Officer Tucker knew he could not get into the home by using the front doors. Porch area was taken over by flames as he pulled up. After knocking out a window air conditioning unit and communicating back and forth with the woman inside, he was able to pull her to safety. Chief Barnett says Officer Tucker was in the right place at the right time.
It was just a night where a good policeman was out on the job, doing a good job, and got in a position to save that woman's life.
Woman was trying to find her dog. Fortunately, firefighters were able to rescue the dog and no one was injured. Sebastian County Election Commission says it needs more poll workers ahead of the November election. County needs about 150, in fact, to staff its roughly 30 polling sites. Poll workers help check voters in, verify their information, hand out ballots, and basically help voters through the process. Election Commissioner Charity Gregory says the county has had 4 elections already this year, making it very difficult to keep enough workers available.
They're helping the voters not decide who to vote for, but how to vote, maybe making them maybe making them more comfortable coming in and doing all the steps that it takes, because it can be very intimidating.
If you want to sign up to work the polls this year, there are 2 half-day training sessions on Saturday, August 22nd, September 19th as well. You only have to go to one of them to be able to help out. Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton, Governor Sanders, and Attorney General Tim Griffin holding a news conference today to discuss fraud. As Carter Threet reports, they claim a newly proposed law would target bad actors misusing Medicaid.
Some of Arkansas's main political players gathered at Attorney General Tim Griffin's office Friday.
Years ago, something called MFUCUs were created.
That stands for Medicaid Fraud Control Units. Griffin says Arkansas's has been a great success.
130 criminal arrests, 114 criminal convictions, and you see the numbers there.
But Griffin says under current law, his office can only go after providers committing Medicaid fraud and not beneficiaries. Senator Tom Cotton says a new law would change that.
Senator Ashley Moody, a great senator from the state of Florida, has introduced the Stop Fraud in Medicaid Act.
Cotton will be co-sponsoring the act, which will add words like receipt and receiving to language that's already law, like provision and providers of.
Fraud is not a victimless crime. It raises costs for taxpayers and consumers alike, and it hurts the people that Medicaid was ultimately set up to help, our most vulnerable Arkansans.
The announcement comes at an uncertain time for the future of Medicaid in Arkansas. The federal government recently denied a waiver to extend Our Home, the state's Medicaid extension program, serving around 200,000 Arkansans.
We're in ongoing conversations with the Trump administration, and I fully anticipate that will be one of the main topics of what our plan is moving forward to make sure that Arkansans continue to have care, but also that we're protecting taxpayer dollars.
That was Carter Threet reporting. Of course, both Sanders and Cotton are running for re-election in November. Cotton's Democratic opponent, Haley Schaffner, said in a statement, Medicaid fraud is a serious but rare crime. Arkansans are more concerned with rising premiums and a lack of accessible health care.